Can you give us the elevator pitch for the amateur? Why should people come and watch this movie?
Because it's not reinventing the wheel, but it is reinventing the wheel of spy films. Because this is not some superhero who already knows how to shoot people. This is you or me suddenly having a reason to hold a gun, not know, at the start of the film, not knowing how the blooming thing works, and ending up going on an incredible journey. So you can actually identify with this person. We're not all James Bond, but we are all this guy. And we've all, anyone who's fallen in love and wanted to kick ass ever can identify. And it is a proper cinema film. Like, proper. This isn't, I'm not getting paid to say this. It's not a con when they're saying see it on the big screen. Please, for once, trust them. This is a big screen film. Yeah.
And I often go into movies and I don't like to read too much before I go in. And I was starting to watch it and I kind of thought I was in one film, then I thought I was in another. And I loved the unpredictability of it and the twists and the turns. When you read the script, did you have the same experience?
Yeah, I did. The script was endlessly surprising, and thank you for mentioning the script. I write a bit as well, and I have to say, every time I watch the Oscars or the BAFTAs, I'm begging the actors to please thank the writers. There are 4 or 5 amazing writers who cooked this soup, and this film is amazing hugely because of them and because of that man, the director, James Hawes. But really, we all did our best, the actors, but the writers and James Hawes are that's who we've got to thank.
And what I love about it as well is it is bringing in that bit of grit that maybe when you're in the kind of much more heightened atmosphere of, say, in the James Bond films, that you don't always get as much. And the way we're going through these different parts of Europe and we're kind of seeing, like, well, how would someone who's not got that experience be finding creative ways to kill people? So you think that's also, like, that's what's quite appealing, the sort of grit and realism that it brings in?
Yeah, the grit and realism is amazing. And like you say, it's the fact that this is someone who is not a trained spy.
Tell us about your character. I mean, getting a chance to do a bit of an accent too.
Yes, I did. And huge apologies to the South African acting fraternity because I snuck in playing a South African. And I think I did sneak in. I think James, the director, knew me well, and I think he kept quiet because, I got to play a nasty, South African bastard. And I just had a ball. He's a proper, ruthless, nasty guy for hire who gets his comeuppance. That's not a plot spoiler. You see it in the trailer. Yeah.
And having a bit of a tete-a-tete with Rami Malek, how did that feel to be on set?
Do you know what? Look, apart my size, a couple of lovely scenes. It's 5 days of your life on a big film like this. 3 or 4 days running around with guns in King's Cross, great fun. And then one day I was nervous about, which was just me and Ramy, 10-hour day, just me and Ramy, our big scene. I was nervous, and honestly, I've been doing this thing for 30 years. That was my favourite day in front of a camera I've ever had in my life. Not because of the poshness and the grandness, because of Ramy. He was an absolute gentleman, it was like jamming guitar with a great guitarist, and he was really kind, and he made me feel part of the thing. We improvised, he had a great time. It was heaven, and this guy's not too bad.
And the rest of the cast as well. I mean, seeing Laurence Fishburn as well, was kind of like, it's almost like Mr. Robot meets Morpheus in kind of some strange parallel universe. I mean, they just bounce off each other so amazingly.
They do. Laurence Fishburn and Rami Malek. It kind of has that. We all know about that flavour. I think Laurence Fishburn is the ultimate sort of teacher actor. Like, if you wanted a sensei, if you wanted a kind of guru, get Laurence Fishburn. And I think Ramy is kind of a brilliant way. Keanu Reeves had a different flavour in that relationship. I think Ramy brings a kind of much more human, much more like us in an extraordinary situation. And I'd be crap as a real spy. And I don't know if I'd even be. So he's just any of us becoming a hero. Yeah.
And in terms of the takeaways, like you say, it's a film you have to see on the big screen. But there are lots of themes in there about love. It's ultimately what's driving him, vengeance. Yeah. Does he go into this grey moral area? Are we behind everything he does? I don't know. But there's some interesting questions raised too.
Yeah, it really does raise questions, and it is a love story. That's the thing. The thing that catapults the whole adventure is love, without it being and wishy-washy. It's real, but it does. I think, inspire in believing in yourself. I'm not being cheesy, and maybe not believing everything you hear from above, and
bigger win.
you know,
just killing all the bad guys.
yeah, just doing what you believe in. Yeah.
Very quickly, what are you doing next? Have you got another film lined up?
You've asked, so you're going to get the answer to what am I doing next. What am I doing next is ruthlessly, I'm going to plug my first film as writer and director, which I'm chasing around the festivals. It opens next week. It's called Signs of Life, and it'll be out in cinemas, unbelievably, for my first film. It's coming out in cinemas in UK and Ireland first, September 5th, I think. Signs of Life, lovely comedy drama. It's like a French art house film with laughs. Someone said at the test screening, an audience member, they have to fill out these forms, and they said, oh, it's like Ken Loach with laughs. I'll take that.
And we'll have to talk about that more next time.
Please.
Thank you so much. Really enjoyed tonight. Thank you. Cheers.